Flags are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for the Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw a stroller being moved.
All his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting.
I think the hardest punch I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch.
Tensions explode behind the scenes as Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach finally come face to face before their high-stakes rematch. But Roach doesn't flinch. He coldly ignores Gervonta's trash talk, while Davis plays mind games. Roach stays locked in on the real battle. He believes talking is cheap, and he's betting everything that his fist will do the talking and prove he's the real winner.
About the outside critics, I know what I could do in the ring, and that's the only thing that matters, honestly, is that I go out, give it my all, and perform, and most likely, 9 times out of 10 when I do that, I'll be victorious.
Lamont Roach isn't buying the hype. He flat out rejects the idea that Gervonta Davis is the most dangerous puncher he's ever faced. Roach claims he's taken harder shots in past wars and says Davis's so-called power doesn't scare him one bit. His calm, almost defiant attitude shows he's not here to bow down to a name. Experience has hardened him, and he's making it clear he won't be bullied by reputation or media hype.
I think the hardest punch I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Okendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hit, man.
In their first clash, a brief lapse from Davis forced him to take a knee, and just like that, chaos erupted. The public's view shifted instantly. Roach's performance in that moment didn't just surprise fans. It shook the myth of Davis's invincibility. For the first time, someone made Tank look human. Now that moment has sparked a new belief. Roach isn't just a challenger. He might actually take over in the rematch. The fear in Team Davis is real.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He did a little distracted, didn't he, in the fight?
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same when I fought Andre. That burning my eyes, so I cut that off.
Recent footage shows a new version of Gervonta Davis, leaner, meaner, and laser-focused. He looks stronger than ever, and his bold online messages make it clear. He's not just training, he's preparing to destroy. The shift in his body and attitude screams revenge. Fans are fired up, convinced that Davis is coming back not just to win, but to make an example out of Roach. Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back in hyping up Gervonta Davis, calling his aggressive style a dangerous blend of raw power and sharp technique. He admitted the fight could go either way, but still made it clear he's betting on Tank. According to Jones, Davis isn't just a fighter, he's a force. And no matter what Roach brings, Roy believes Davis will break him down and take control all over again.
Saturday night, Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. What are we expecting from this fight?
Well, we're expecting Gervonta to just continue to show us his dominance and show us who he really is. It's really a coming out party for Roach, but we kind of haven't seen him alive. So he gets to show people what he has too. And usually when you get two guys who are boxers amateurs, it's going to equate to a good fight for the first few rounds. But when they're in the pro round takeover, we'll find out, has Roach adjusted to being a pro yet, or is Tank too superior as a pro? And that's where the difference will come in at. You got a good back foot game like that, and you understand boxing like he understands it, he gonna make it rough for anybody. But, you know, Tank is a different animal too. So it's a great fight, that's why everybody wanna see it. We can't just look at it and say, oh, he gonna win, oh, he gonna.
A lot of people think Davis simply wasn't himself in the first fight. Maybe personal drama, maybe a bad strategy. But now, with his pride badly bruised, Davis looks obsessed with redemption. His intense training and no-nonsense talk show, this isn't just about settling the score. It's about reminding the world who runs the division. This rematch isn't just personal. It's a mission to shut everyone up and erase the doubt for good.
So breaking news, Tank Davis vs. Lamont Roach 2 is set for August 16th in Las Vegas. And this is a rematch of one of the most controversial fights in recent memory, where Roach arguably won 7 to 8 rounds of that fight, and then Tank took a voluntary knee in round 9, which wasn't ruled a knockdown, but ultimately, it was scored a majority draw. Now in the rematch, I do expect Tank to look much better than he did in the first fight. I don't think that was his best performance by any means. And that means being more active in the early rounds, not just staying on the ropes looking for counters. And I'm sure he'll be willing to exchange more with Roach this time around. The left hands, the combinations, the body shots, that's where he had the most success in the first fight. And Roach, he just needs to stick to what made him so successful in the first fight. His forward pressure, staying behind that jab and right hand. But most importantly, he wasn't scared to take it to Tank, but he also didn't get too aggressive. Most of Tank's opponents, if they're scared of the power, they'll sit back on the ropes, get slowly broken down, or if they end up getting too aggressive, they get caught with the counterpunch. But Roach, he was sharp that whole fight. I would go Tank in the rematch. I think he has a lot more to show this time around. But Roach did prove to be a very tough test. But you guys let me know who you got.
Roach isn't just aiming to win. He's hunting for a knockout. His intense, non-stop training proves he's not here to play it safe. He wants to send a brutal message. Beating Davis by decision isn't enough. Roach wants to finish him. A dominant KO could skyrocket his career, shake up the boxing world, and carve his name into the sports elite. This isn't just about glory, it's about legacy, and Roach is swinging for history.
That you sent him to retirement earlier.
My initial plan is to win, but every time I fight, I'm trying to knock somebody out. So, if that happens in the midst of it, that'd be a blessing. That'd be definitely something that I work for, because I work my ass off. But if he on his way out, well, why not kick his ass out? It does in a sense, but yeah, it do for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I like to prove people wrong, and I damn sure like to prove myself right. So it definitely gives me an incentive. And like I said before, I've been before. The heck the fight, they had me duck. Right now, they really got me.
Roach isn't shy about where he stands. He's flat out confident in his camp and says he's got every weapon needed for this war. But this isn't cocky talk. It's the voice of a fighter who's put in the grind. He's not just ready. He's prepared for anything Davis throws his way. Roach believes this fight won't be won by hype or reputation, but by skill, adaptability, and cold, calculated execution.
30 people, knocked out, 28 of them, right? What makes you different?
He probably can't answer that question. He probably can't answer that question. But it's the skill, the will. I got the whole package, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not sitting there waiting to get hit by nobody, especially somebody that's supposed to be a power puncher. That's evidently a power puncher. I got too much.
Greg Hackett didn't sugarcoat it. The pressure's sky high for both corners. According to him, this fight is dead even, and the smallest mistake could flip everything. He put it bluntly, Davis can't afford to lose focus for even a second. One slip, one lazy moment, and it could all fall apart. Hackett's message is clear. This isn't just a fight. It's a razor's edge where precision decides who rises and who crumbles.
Rumors of what's going on in Tank's camp and, training with this person, training with that person.
Yeah.
Who has the edge heading into the rematch?
Neither one of them. Lamont, you know what? I'm lying. 55-45, Lamont.
Why?
Lamont got the edge because he already did the unexpected. He was supposed to get knocked out coming up from 130. And not only did he not get knocked out, he performed and possibly won the fight. That's what some people believe. I thought it was a very close fight. I think, but after you asked me that question, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think Lamont do have a slight edge just because he did what he wasn't supposed to do. So a lot of people go in there and they're very obedient to Tank's power, and Lamont wasn't that that night. Lamont wasn't having it, and he said he wasn't having it. He said it before. Y'all tripping. Y'all must be really like tripping. So I guess we was tripping.
Could we see the most focused Gervonta Davis after him getting so much backlash for the performance, for the taking a knee, etc.?
This would be the night we have to see the most focused. Because if he's not the most focused, then he's gonna be in trouble. It's just that simple. This is the night you gotta be not on your A game, you gotta be on your everything game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have everything with you that night. And you can't play about it. And you gotta mean it. Every step gotta be counted for. And he know that. So I'm looking for this just to be a great fight. Great fight.
Who you picking to win?
Don't miss a second of the drama. Hit that subscribe button now and stay locked in for exclusive updates, breakdowns, and behind-the-scenes action from the fight world. This is Fight Signal, where real fight fans stay ahead of the bell.